Hello, Mark Red Listener for the Dreamcatcher podcast. Thanks for joining me today. Well, I'm fighting a head cold, so it's going to be if I have a coughing fit, please forgive me. So I've got some water here, but probably why my voice is a little bit different today too. So, but you got to do what you got to do, and I'm passionate about what today's topic is. It's with connections, and yeah, so I'm going to go forward with this. Might be an abbreviated podcast episode, but I'm going forward with it just because you have to do the things you want to. You just have to do certain things, and that is kind of where connections comes in. Um, I know I've talked about this many times before with not as prevalent in the older generations, but the younger generations pretty much use their phones as a excuse not to do connections, and and they don't do the tough things because it is tough sometimes to have connections, especially with strangers. And I think it's part of the problem why we're struggling with so much suicide and other things in today's society, especially I believe in the United States. I can't say about the rest of the world, but yeah, I mean, like I told you the other day, you go to the Y or any place, and most younger people will not talk to you. They use their phones as an excuse, and I think there's a lot of families that are using that as an excuse to the phone because then they go out to eat and they don't have to have the connection. They think easier to begin with. They go out and everyone's on their phone rather than really talking, making memories, and there is no connection. Their connection is the phone. And I was talking to a lady the other day that she's actually a second grade teacher, and she said they have a suicide watch in second grade. Now, there was never that when I was growing up, which has been a few decades ago, but we had connections, and I didn't even have that many connections. But I did have connections that my parents and family, were there. And I think in that case, when they're going out to eat, they're not making the connections that you need because life gets tough. Life can get very tough. And that's when you really do need your connections. And life can be great too. And that's when you need connections because that's when you make your best memories. And, but we don't do that anymore. We have the phone. And I'm as guilty as everybody else. I go to the phone a lot, too much. And, but it's taking away what makes society society. It is it's these people are not going to have any memories when they grow up. It's like, well, we went out to eat, but I don't remember anything because we were on our phones, and or anything. They travel and and I take a lot of pictures. Granted, I have my phone with me a lot. I take way too many pictures. So, but Cheryl and I still have the connections. We both have our phones, but you got to put those phones down and and make the connections because in today's society, it's so easy to be basically an island. You can do just about everything without having people in your life. But the people in your life truly are what make life worth living. And God, you know, um, and God kind of puts me toward, He directs me towards these topics. And that's the topic He said I needed to talk about today, if I can say that. But yeah, we are having a society, and you go to school and you can't get hugs. There's a connection that is gone. Um, I think that's actually a shame. I went to school and we never had any issues with type teachers giving you hugs or anybody. Everybody's so afraid that they're going to get in trouble for giving a person a hug or they're going to do something nice for them because they probably will, so they don't do anything. And we're missing so many connections. And I think definitely the most because there's still the generation that had connections when they were younger, myself included, but these present generations growing up have not, especially the present, because it just gets worse every day. Where you can, your virtual reality, and it's like, I did video games and stuff as a kid, and I get that, but why do you need virtual reality? Real reality is always better. It's always better because that's real. And like I've said many times, I still have problems with AI. AI can do a lot of good things, but when AI takes the place of connections or other things, I think it's travesty. I think it truly is. And it makes real even further away. And we are getting so far from reality in this world, in this country specifically, that that there's just you just got to have real. Real is real. Real is what this world is about. We as humans can make this stuff up that's not real, but there is no bonding, no connection. There's no feelings. Hey, you might be excited to play the game or whatever it is, and AI can be very cool, very cool. I'm amazed what it can do. So it's like everything, it's both sides, but we need to make sure we keep life real, and that includes giving hugs, that includes helping people, that includes talking to people. Um, and I'm one that I didn't talk when I was younger, but I love talking now and to making connections. And I usually can make connections with just about everybody. But the younger generation is a challenge. They just look into their phone and think it's an excuse that they don't have to. And the thing is, I would love to have a conversation, but who they're really hurting is themselves, especially long term, because that connection might have been something that brought them to a place in life that was even better, where they could make, choices to do things. And they don't have that connection because they didn't seek it out, and they don't think they need to seek it out because we've kind of just said you can do everything on your own, and you can, but it's a really lonely place to be. And I think that's why we have so much suicide in schools, because the kids don't talk. I've talked in previous podcasts where these people that are in our school, where I went to school, say that kids used to talk a lot when they were on bus rides and then doing other events, and now pretty much it's quiet and everybody's on their phone. That's bad. That's really bad. And we need as a society to address that quickly, because it's a downward spiral, and a very lonely downward spiral, and a very travesty, because these kids are killing themselves. And like I told you with the ones I've done with the people in North Carolina, they said in North Carolina it was the second thing of preteens that was killing kids, of preteens, suicide. And why aren't we we should be outraged. We should be very concerned, at the very least, that that's going on. So, but yeah, we just get more and more getting rid of connection. And I think, I was just watching a segment on TV, and TV is another thing which you can say is, you know, which does, I believe, also, because people use TV to not to conversate too. But you just got to make the decision that no, this medium is not going to take away my life. And that was another thing that was this segment. It was these shopping carts. Basically, it scanned everything, put the coupons in, which I see a lot of headaches there, because how well self checkouts work. But it's another reason why you don't have to have. You used to check out. One thing, if there was a problem, you had somebody to take care of you. They scanned your coupons. If you had a problem, if you wanted a different item, they could go get it for you, or have somebody go get it. And now we don't have the person doing the cash register or checking you out. And yeah, they were probably menial and low paid jobs, but they were jobs, and some of those people love doing that. I go to Walmart, and some of those people they still have enjoy that greatly. And it's when they don't have those connections, and that's why some of these people at Walmart, they're awesome. I've gotten to know some really really well. And in fact, there was a day I was having problems with getting checked out at Walmart, and in fact, we couldn't even use cash register. We had to move to another one, and they had this older lady, which she's like, "Where you been?" And it was really a nice conversation. And yeah, that's what life's about: is conversating, is making those memories, and being with family. And when you're with family this coming Thanksgiving, um, make sure you are actually there. Don't be on your phone the whole time. Make memories. Yeah, take pictures. I definitely can't say that because I do it myself, and that doesn't make it right. But I do take pictures and print them out. I have so many pictures where I don't print them out, and these pictures are not all the memories that aren't getting made or printed out. Remember, I should say. Um, yeah, they just need to be printed out, because you look back. At least I look back with fond memories of all those memories, and and my family definitely we're getting not that large a family anymore. Some people have passed, but we still get together. And actually, my family's going to get together today, but I passed on it because of this head cold, and I don't want to give anybody a head cold. And it comes and goes. I got it a couple days ago, and yesterday I thought I was getting better, and today I don't. And but it is the way it is. But make sure you do the family things. Make sure you do the things that really, truly, genuinely connect with your heart. That's where the magic happens. Because when we don't connect with the heart, and really, I don't know if the phone stuff can. I mean, I put up a lot of stuff that is inspirational on Reels. I think Reels are pretty awesome. And if there's one that I think that would connect with people, I put them up. So, like anything, it's a good and bad thing. It's just like AI. There's always pluses and minuses to both. But don't lose the connection to real life and people. Talk. And some of these kids, I didn't talk, so they probably thought the same thing with me. But it wasn't because of that. I've always wanted to do connections with people. But it just didn't work out real well. So, but now with the podcast and everything else, I'm getting to connect with people greatly, and I love it all around the world. And I thank you for listening to this podcast or watching it if you're watching it on YouTube. And which amazes me that most people, that's where the podcast is consumed, is on YouTube. Kind of surprises me on that, but I just hope that I can make a difference in your life, and I want to make sure that you have a connection. I want the best for everybody, and I want the best. I want positivity. I want ripple, like I've talked about many times, where positivity goes out to the world. And when you talk to somebody or when you don't talk to somebody, it could be the difference between make or break. You could make their day. They might be really down about something, and when you just talk to them, one little, even sometimes a hello will do it. And that's another thing. I also think at the other end, we have so many people in these homes that we warehouse until they die. I think that's such a travesty too. These people have such memories and such information and knowledge that they could share, but we basically let them sit in a room. And there's something that needs to change about that. That is so wrong. That's so wrong. Yeah, and then the exorbitant costs to put those people in those homes is inexcusable. And like a lot of things in this country right now. Um, but yeah, and that's the thing, because those people are looking for a connection in the homes, and it's amazing when you go and visit some, they just light up. And I think there is this thing about lighting up, because when you connect with somebody that you do light up, it's just it's an awesome feeling. And if you haven't felt that, you are missing a lot. And but yeah, I love talking to everybody, but there's people in the home now that when I worked for, when I was doing handyman, that I go visit. And there was a lady that she's still in her own home, and that I planted these flowers for her many years. I dug them. They were flowers you had to plant and dig every season. And last time I had seen her before, she had fallen, and I didn't know she was even in her home, but she was riding the senior bus, and then she wanted to know if I could come see her. And so I did, and we had a good conversation. And I need to get back to her because we had some good conversations and coffee, and that's life. That's what life's about. So, yeah, this is going to be an abbreviated podcast. Just don't lose your connection. And if there's a way that we can get the connection back, or you can do connections, do it. Put your phone down or whatever. You can do stuff on the phone. FaceTime's good. It's not as good as being in person, I believe, but it's still better than these people sitting, kids, adults, elderly, whatever, sitting in their home without anybody talking to them. One thing you get in your head too, and I have that problem anyway. And yeah, you can be the spark for the enjoyment for the day, and that's why I think I did so well at Handyman, because I did talk to these people that were mostly overlooked. I mean, that's when I started drinking coffee and eating a lot of sweets, which were really good because these people that I were working for were older and great cooks. And I know I've told you this before, but I had one lady that she needed something done, and I came in and she had made a cake for me. And first of all, she put it on a paper plate, and then she took it back, and she was putting it on one of her better plates, so I'd have to come back and see her. Now that's connection. That's where she wants the connection. And like I said, I don't think there's much better than connecting with another person, because that is it's epic. I don't even know the word. It's just like mind blowing. It's just like I'm connecting with another person on a different level than just it's so cool. And if you're missing that, I feel sorry for you. And I know sometimes it's tough to do it, but just start out small. Start out by saying hello, to people on the street. Yeah. If they don't say hello back, just move on. Then maybe they're not ready to that point yet. but we need to get connection back in the United States. If nothing else, we need to get it back because we are. It's not good. If we have our kids killing themselves at these young ages, there's something very, very much missing in their life. And I believe it to be connection. And on that, I'm going to end this podcast, and I'm going to just go probably go to sleep maybe for a while. And I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. Yeah, I wish the best for everybody and sending love. And on that, I'm going to let you go, and we'll be talking soon.